Welcome to the channel. We're going to do a little game testing with the Retroid Pocket Mini. We're going to test 3 games in this video. All of them are native Android games. And we're going to test Titan Quest Ultimate Edition, Zenless Zone Zero, and Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance. Up first, we have Titan Quest. This is the Ultimate Edition that you can get off of the Play Store. It has all the DLC. Titan Quest is essentially a game very much inspired by Diablo. So if you like the Diablo games, particularly the older ones, you'll probably like this. And I've got it on basically the default graphics settings here. And I turned on the FPS meter so you could see during the gameplay whether or not there were significant frame drops. So let's start it off with Titan Quest.
Once I sell everything I've got, I'm setting sail for some island that's never seen a monster. Milos or Icaria.
So you can see that Titan Quest runs pretty well on the Retroid Pocket Mini. In fact, the main thing I'd have to say that was maybe a problem for you playing this game on the Mini is that, of course, the text is going to be really small. Titan Quest was originally a PC game, so they assume you have a monitor size screen that you're looking at, although it does pretty well on this device. You know, if you've got good eyesight, you'll have no problem, but if you get eye strain easily, then maybe some of the text, particularly if you go back and look at the experience points, some of the text is a bit small. Up next, we have, these days, everyone's favorite game for testing out Android devices, Zenless Zone Zero. Zenless Zone Zero is another gacha game from the makers of Genshin Impact, and it's more of a sci-fi theme. It's a little bit more kind of action, I guess action combat based, but at any rate, it is a good thing to test out some higher end phones. So what we've got here is I've activated controller support. Unfortunately, you have to activate controller support every time you start the game. So if you set it to controller, it will not remember that from session to session, and you have to remember to go into settings when you go to start the game each time to activate the controller. But the controller support works fine on the Retroid Mini, so there's no issues with the actual controller being recognized or not. It's just that you have to set the game to controller mode every time you start it. I have set the graphics settings here to low, and I up the frame rate to 60 frames per second, because I would rather have more frames than fancier looking frames, but less of them. So I think you could probably use a little bit higher settings on the 30 FPS setting, but I don't want to play it at 30 FPS. I want 60. So we've got it set to lower graphics settings, but 60 frames per second. So let's see how Zenless Zone Zero does on the Retroid Pocket Mini.
Mr. Rob might seem a bit cold and standoffish, but he's actually paying attention, quietly noting down what each of us prefers. That there's a tender heart ticking away under that metal shell. Makes you wonder, huh?
Dokaku is here!
A deep clean.
I'm here!
Yep. Stay calm now.
You're gonna get dizzy! There's no time to lose. Fine. Watch this!
Understood.
My turn now!
Stand still.
My heart is a mirror.
Clear out.
Blow, blow, blow away your troubles!
Don't look straight at the moon.
Awaken! Fine. Boss, let me at him!
Understood.
Go!
Take this. Stay calm now.
Vanish. Hey, you wanna play with me? There's no time to lose. Blow, blow, blow away your troubles! Good luck!
So, Zenless Zone Zero seems to perform fairly well on the Retroid Pocket Mini. Of course, just like with Titan Quest, I think the problems you'll have with playability on this device seen mainly because it's even worse here than it is on Titan Quest, but some of the text is incredibly small. So, disadvantage of having a device with a 3.7-inch screen, particularly for games like these, is some of the text in Zenless Zone Zero, particularly the little button guides, are almost impossible to read on this screen, unless you have way better eyes than mine. So, if you know where everything is already, it's not an issue, but some of the text, not so good on here. But the actual gameplay, at least the bits that we showed here, was pretty smooth. One thing I should mention is Zenless Zone Zero used to have a whole lot of trouble running on devices with less than 8 gigabytes of RAM. Now, the Retroid Pocket Mini has 6, and I think that MiHoYo has improved their code a little bit, because at least in the brief time that I've played on this device so far, I haven't gotten any crashes yet. And it used to be on a device with less than 8 gigabytes of RAM, it would seem to crash like every 10 minutes or so. So maybe they've improved the code, or maybe I've just gotten lucky. But at least so far, aside from the screen size issue, this doesn't look too bad on the Retroid Pocket Mini. The last game we have for testing in this video is Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance. Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance was originally a PlayStation 2 game, but it's gotten a lot of ports. You can actually emulate the PlayStation 2 version on the Retroid Pocket Mini, but if you don't want to go through the hassle of emulating, in particular, the Snowblind Engine games, this is one of them, often have trouble on the PlayStation 2 emulators on Android, so you may run into areas on the Retroid Pocket Mini where you have slowdown and other issues. If you want to just avoid that altogether and play the game, then you can actually get Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance, a native Android port from the Play Store. So that's what I've done here, and we're going to take a look at Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance on the Retroid Pocket Mini.
You are weary from your travels, but mesmerized at the sight of Baldur's Gate. Not only a town of myth and legend, but also a place where one can find fame and fortune round every corner. It is night as you enter the city, and it seems strangely deserted. But you soon discover that the night holds danger as well. And in an instant, that danger is upon you.
Indeed. Let's see what our little ambush has won us.
Halt! Who goes there?
It's the watch.
Let's get out of here!
Yes, but take the gold. Leave the rest for the watch.
Damnable thieves. They grow bolder with each passing day.
Still some life in this one. Looks like all they did was make off with some possessions.
Easy, easy there. That's quite a blow you took.
Those thieves that attacked made off with your possessions. But at least you're alive.
They're becoming more bold with each passing day.
You'd best stay off the streets after the sun sets. It's not safe out here.
You can seek shelter in the Elf Song Tavern. It's close enough.
Aye, more than enough cutthroats there. Could be one of them would even know how to find those that attacked you.
Drawn by a haunting voice, you come to the Elf Song Tavern. It is a small place, filled with a motley assortment of patrons and grisly trophies. There, the haunting voice is all around you, and the patrons are silent as the song washes over them. One by one, They all seemed lost in its call.
Beautiful song, isn't it? I've heard her sing It's the spirit. No one truly knows. Her spirit was here when I first bought this tab. Sound... Well... I'll wait. Well, there's a problem with that. Well, we've had to lock up the cellar because of the horde of rat... The door to the cellar... Ethan's one of our regulars. He... Luck be with...
I can't do that here. I can't do that here. I can't do that here.
Welcome, friend. I saw you. I do. We locked the door to the cellar once the rats started swarming around down there. Did you need it for something? The gate to the sewers? Friend, if I were you, I'd leave... Well, if the smallest one...
I can't do that here.
What do you want? Oh, there's always... yeah, if you...
I can't do that here.
You're back. Did you see Ethan down there? He followed you down there not long ago, and I fear he may have gotten lost in the cell. Thank you. But before you go...
Unsurprisingly, there aren't really any performance issues with Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance, the Android version, on the Retroid Pocket Mini. And I say that because Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance is actually pretty well optimized for Android, and it can run on devices with significantly less power than the Retroid Pocket Mini. I just included this in the list because I do enjoy the game, and there are a lot of people that want to emulate it, and some don't even realize that there's an Android version, which you can just get from the Play Store and just play at full speed with no problems. So, what have we learned in the video? Well, we've learned that the Retroid Pocket Mini is pretty good at running Android games, even some of the higher-end Android games. And as long as you can actually install it, I think the device itself probably won't have too much trouble running it. It's just that some of the games may be unpleasant. Now, some may not run just because of the screen ratio. There are some Android games that just don't like anything that is not as widescreen as a 16:9 device. So, screen aspect ratio issues aside, I think the only real problem with the Retroid Pocket Mini for some of these games is just that the screen is so small. So a 3.7-inch screen can give you some eye strain, or you just might not be able to read some text on some of these games. But other than that, I think you'll have a good time playing Android games on the Retroid Pocket Mini. That's it for this video. If you enjoyed the video, remember to leave a like. If you want to see more gaming content, remember to subscribe to the channel. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you next time.